Good morning, folks. We're about to get underway here. Thank you guys all for being here. We appreciate the students being here. We appreciate the family members being here in support of their wonderful students. And we let's start it off correctly, appreciate these fine folks here at Good Samaritan Hospital who facilitated today. We have some dignitaries in our midst, and one of them who facilitates so much stuff for all of us behind the scenes, and that's Dr. Deborah Robinson over here. She is vice chairwoman of the school board, Palm Beach County School Board, and she's been a superstar, consistent supporter of T. Leroy and our efforts to enrich the lives of you students. And so we thank her very much for all of her efforts. And she's a dues-paid member of T. Leroy. Yeah, practicing physician also. So just a brief outline of what we're going to be doing today. First, we will have our wonderful externs give a brief description of their experiences. They'll come up here next to their board. They'll talk to the audience about what they've done, what this year of experience here at Good Samaritan Medical Center has meant to them and what they've obtained from it. And then we'll go on to the awards portion of the event, and then we will continue with some libations. So why don't we get started, okay? Who's the first one to share with us with what they've done?
So
yeah, go ahead. Come on over.
We've kind of been tracking the students that come through in the past 3 years ago, and the experience that they have learned from Good Samaritan Medical Center has been phenomenal. We have students who are now in 10th, going into 11th grade, saying that the experience that they learned 3 years ago was phenomenal, and that their experience that they have of confidence, of being able to communicate. And I really want to thank, from the bottom of my heart, how grateful I am for the staff and the support from Good Samaritan Medical Center. But I'll let these students each kind of talk real quick about what department they spoke about and a little bit of their experience. So we'll start on this end, if that's okay. Sure. Yanni, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Yanni Pierre, and before I start, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out. My subject is about catheter lab tech. Catheter lab tech is it's a procedure where a wire is entered inside the body, and there's a balloon tip at the end of the wire. When the balloon tip is inside your heart, it expands to release blockage from the heart, so your blood can flow through. Miss Dr. Susan Burgess taught us about this, and I'd just like to thank her and everyone from the Good Sam staff for taking their time to explain everything to us. I learned about the disadvantages, advantages, job duties, and educational requirements to being a cath lab tech. I learned about the different types of heart attacks. I learned about the adjustable table that the procedure catheterization used. Excuse me. I learned more about the CT scan. I learned more about the different types of stents. Thank you.
Okay. Hi, my name is Ellie Morello, and my poster is about speech pathology and rehab. And I actually learned a lot of stuff because Jan Metzler and Michael Leopold told us that if you have like a hole in your throat, there's this device that you can use. It's called an electrolarynx, and you like put it right here, and it helps you to talk if you can't talk. And it was actually really cool because we were all in a circle and we were all like trying it out, and it was a really fun experience. And I just wanted to thank you all because I've learned a lot. So yeah, it was a nice opportunity.
I've been a part of doing the internship for this year, and I really have enjoyed it. I really had an opportunity to see a lot of things that I wouldn't have seen without it. And my topic that I chose to do a poster on was obstetrics. And for me, that was the most interesting to learn about, is how the infant comes from being an embryo all the way to birth, and it's phenomenal what all the doctors here do. And I learned a lot about the roles of the different doctors that are in the labor room, including the labor nurse and the doctor. the respiratory nurse, and there's so much more. Also, we got to go in with Kathy Wegner, and she did a demonstration for us. That was really fun and interesting. And there's been a lot that I've got to learn from Good Samaritan, so thank you.
My name is Chris Williams, and my board is on the emergency department. Well, what I learned was that the emergency, it shows you things that I never knew before. Like the emergency department never closes; it accepts all insurances. And without this experience, I never would have learned anything like this. Okay, so I'm Diana Stavell-Dumo. Okay, my board is about HR compliance and infection control. That was the first thing we learned when we got here. Well, I appreciated coming here. It helped me a lot learn more in depth about just human resources. It also helped me to learn how to be more sanitized and more careful about everything I touch, and not everything is not always sanitized properly, and that I should always ensure. I also learned that inside a hospital, there are also human resources part of a hospital. It's not just about sanitizing, it also keeps the hospital safe and running. That keeps the patients safe, keeps the employees safe, and I also, being in the 8th grade, it also helped me learn that there's more than just doctors and employees. There's also families. Working in a hospital also, it helps build families inside of the hospital.
What I learned was speech pathologists. What they do is they help people who have speech problems, who have speech deficiencies, and who cannot speak because their larynx was either affected by smoking, by, say, surgery, anything, chemicals. And what these people do is they just help them speak, they help them live their life, because communication is an important part of life, and without communication, you can't really live your life to the fullest. And that's what these people do. They help those people to live the fullest of their life. They help them just to speak to other people, to interact. And I thank Jan Meltzer and Michael Leopold for teaching me all of this. I greatly thank you for giving me such an experience at such a young age that I would learn when I'd be 22, when I'm in college. And I thank you so much for this experience. It's once in a lifetime experience. And I thank you all, everyone who's taught me, and thank you.
Well, thank you, students. That's fantastic. I'm glad that you were able to share and articulate with the whole audience what this kind of experience means. You guys need to realize the gravity of what has been put together here for you guys. You guys have benefited in the 3rd year of, nobody else in the county, much less maybe even the state, ever at your guys' age get to have such an in-depth experience going into the operating rooms, playing with the Da Vinci robot, seeing all these different things, touching, feeling, interacting with these professionals. It takes years and years, and even people who are college age can't even get this kind of access. So people have really extended themselves and designed really a very dynamic and creative environment for you guys. So you guys should really be appreciative, which obviously your boards show that you are, and everybody was expressing well their appreciation. Maybe from the school, if there's the 8th grade principal or the principal overall, if they have any comments to the Good Sam folks as to what this may have meant to the team and their performance, or these sorts of things.
Sure. This is a truly unique experience for students to even be involved with at any age prior to going into college. So I express sincere thanks to the T. Leroy Jefferson, who's been a big supporter of our school, not just medical, but anything that we want to try to get our students experience with. They've been a big component and supporter of it. And also just the staff here. I know that puts you out to have to take time out of your day to come do this. This is completely volunteer on your end, and it does inconvenience you, but I thank you. I think you see the value of education and getting our students the exposure, because I know that when we went through school, we didn't have this opportunity, and our job is always to try to make a better situation for our kids than what we went through. And I know that you are doing that, and I know that deep down, and that's why you have a love of doing this, because it does affect them. They don't know that this is not the norm. Our students that went through H.R. Watkins, they think this is just what we do. Well, this is not what normally happens. This is truly a unique situation for all of our students. And I think someday down the road, when they start talking to their friends, they're going to say, well, oh, we had this, you had that? And they have never had an opportunity like you've had. So even though you may think it's just part of what we do, it's truly a unique opportunity. And I can't thank you enough, Dr. Duncan, for kind of spearheading all this and working with the hospital to coordinate all these efforts. I mean, everybody in this room today, there's a lot of salaries and dollars tied into this room today that's just donating, their time, and the hospital has agreed to let them donate their time. And that's truly amazing that this is actually coming together. And I think I heard that we're back for another year, so I'm excited. So I want to keep it going.
Anybody else? Any other school representative? Dr. Robinson looks like she snuck out for her other appointment that she needed to make. Yeah. Well, so we'd like to move on to the other part. Go ahead.
Yeah. So if you guys want to go ahead and have a seat, so we're going to get ready to do the distribution of your things. So Dr. Duncan kind of touched on the topic, which I'll be speaking about, and that's in investments. So like he said, a lot of people in this room, Mr. Borbeau from Wells Fargo, the school board, to Jefferson Medical Society, they've all invested time, money, resources into this experience for you. So what happens now? You move on to high school, right? You graduate next year. So where does the investment come from then? Who's going to invest in you then? I want you to think about that for a minute. The most important person that's going to invest in you is you. You have to make the smart decisions, the smart choices, take the hard road, make the difficult choices, to sometimes put that good investment idea and that investment opportunity in the forefront of your decision-making process. Sometimes not going to the party, not getting that new dress, not going on that trip, not going on that date is going to be more important in the big scheme of things. That's making an investment in yourself. Taking that time to study for that test, taking that time to volunteer with that organization that will pay off when it's time to go to college is going to be the smart decision. That's going to give you the biggest return. We'd all like to say that when you go to high school, you're going to have a mountain of people behind you, supporting you, giving you all of this advice and these opportunities, and we're going to make sure that you succeed. But the reality is we don't know that. We cannot give any kind of concrete recommendations. We can't give you any guarantees in life. The best thing that we can do is try to support you when you're young and give you the tools and give you the knowledge to move forward as you become a young adult, to make those good decisions, to take those opportunities when they come up, to source those opportunities out if you can, and try to make the most rational, mature decisions, and try to invest in yourself for the future. Because we don't know what the future holds. As adults, we don't know what the future holds. Sometimes the best thing that we can do is take a step back and say, you know what, how can I build the best foundation for my future? Because then I can be there for my kids and give them that foot up when they're at that age. So I really hope that you do take what's been given to you. Take all of these people that have come together to help build you up, to help give you that foundation, to put these investments in, And reflect on that when you're making those hard decisions, when you have to make those hard choices, and when you have to make those sacrifices. And know that it's all building you up. It's all for that final payoff. So when the time comes, you can be that great reflection of success that we so desire for you. Because we know that you can do it. Otherwise, we wouldn't have put this time and this effort in. We know that you can do it. You've shown us so far that you can. So all that we ask is that you give us that return. Give us that return on investment. So at this time, we're going to go ahead and give you the little last bit of us, little last bit of our investment that you can carry with you. And we hope that when you graduate from nursing school, radiology school, med school, wherever you happen to go, that we're going to see you practicing with these.
Absolutely.
That'd be so cool, wouldn't it?
Professor Bourbeau.
I think it's time to hand off the reins to somebody else, but thank you. I'm the fellow from Wells Fargo who's the most appreciative to be here. Heard your life is really not what happens to you, it's what you turn it into. Is really what becomes the success of your future. So thank you for letting us be part of it, and I appreciate you all the good work that all of you did this year. Thank you.
We're really appreciative of Wells Fargo's not only their financial support, but their being there in facilitation of the whole process. So they've really helped all of us in so many different ways. And so we'd love to have this young lady, 8th grade principal, huh? Yeah. Okay. And yeah. And then we're going to call the names of the student, and they can come up and receive their recognition and awards. And so it's Kale Harding. Come on up. Okay, Cal, we'd like to present you with this. This is a personalized cardiology stethoscope, which you'll be able to use for years to come, in addition to your certificate of completion. And we would like to have Aaron, with the wonderful assistant principal and myself, take some pictures up here. Yeah. Okay, fantastic. Okay, congratulations. Keep doing good.
Next is Yandi Pierre.
Beautiful.
Excuse me, sorry.
Fantastic, Gandhi. Congratulations. Okay, great job. All of you guys, I've been checking in and even visiting behind you guys at these various different departments, and they were very impressed with your inquisitiveness. You guys were very intense, asking great questions, and they were very happy with the level of participation. So thank you guys. Yandi, congratulations.
Next we'll have Emily.
That's a future scholar.
Yes.
All right. Fantastic, Emily. Great job. Get here in the middle so we can make sure you get these pictures. Fantastic.
Next we have Diana.
Congratulations, Diana. I like your comments there. Okay, good. Keep it up. Great job. Great job. Let's get that photo. Great.
Next we have Nate. Daniel.
To the future neurosurgeon. I've known this gentleman for 3 years, following him, tracking him along, yeah.
I love that response too, that's right.
Yeah, with that confidence.
There you go.
Fantastic.
Next is Ellie.
Fantastic, Kelly. Great. Come on up here.
Right here.
Okay, in the middle.
Great more.
Beautiful.
Next we have Joshua.
Speech. That's kind of cool. Okay, very good. All right.
Next is Charisma.
Congratulations, Charisma.
Next is Trinity.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Trinity. Keep it up.
Next is Donna.
Program, yeah. That's right there. That's a special shout out. That's great. I want to make sure that we weren't remiss. Was there anybody here who didn't get all their good stuff? Okay. Well, that's fantastic. Well, I guess. Well, do you have any closing remarks for them before I ultimately close everything?
No, really, thank you so much. It really was our pleasure. Our staff really looked forward to having you guys. Every time they came up on the schedule, they were ready to go. We were very disappointed when weather kind of, impacted the whole thing. So thank you. It was a pleasure for us. It was a learning experience for us. We can't wait to do it again next year. I'm happy to set it up before I move on. So I'm happy I get to do that before I go.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I'm
Beautiful.
leaving. This is my last year, so the next year.
She's continuing her evolution and doing other great things.
Yes, I'll be a midwife.
Yeah. So it's kind of practicing what we preach. Everybody continuing to grow and enrich themselves and gain knowledge so they can do greater things for the future. So that's what we've been trying to empower you all with. And we're so appreciative that you guys represented your school well, represented yourself well, and have completed the program. We're very, very proud of that. We're also so extremely grateful to all the team here from Good Samaritan for all of the great stuff that they've done, the time, energy, investment. And in fact, what we've done is, as you head back to your various departments, we have a 2J's luncheon for each of your departments, which is there waiting for you guys. Okay? That's just a small measure of you guys have invested into our team. We very, very, very much appreciate all that you guys have done in making a difference in all of these students' lives. And so now I think is the end of the formal program, and we'll just catch some more pictures and everything, everybody all together. Unfortunately, Mr. Masaka wasn't here to obtain his stethoscope, but we'll make sure he gets it. And thank you all for coming. A big round of applause for everybody involved.